All right. So, hi everyone. I'm here with Amber Tyus today, Director of Talent Acquisition at Metropolitan Nashville Public School Systems in Tennessee. Welcome, Amber, and thanks for joining me today on this session via Teams. So, as we all know, like having an efficient talent acquisition and recruitment ecosystem is so important, and it's never been more important than what it's today. This pandemic has disrupted the traditional way of in-person collaboration and networking, and therefore connecting job seekers with opportunities and building a talent pipeline is very important, especially in the virtual world. And doing that with innovative technology solution is key to sustain a strong economy. So with our partnership with Microsoft and also with our sponsorship from Microsoft, we are able to leverage the power of Microsoft Azure Cloud, Microsoft Teams, and Microsoft 365 suite of products to bring innovations in field of digital collaboration and talent acquisition in talent acquisition and employee relationship management. So there's all this that we are doing, and with forward thinking partners like yourself, Amber, and MNPS, we are reimagining how recruitment would look like in virtual space. So I'm really excited to welcome you again, and we are looking forward for this continued partnership with you. So
Indeed.
yep. So Amber, could you tell us a bit more about yourself, your role, about MNPS, and what kind of talent acquisition needs does MNPS have?
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and speak to the people. So a little bit about MNPS. We are a large urban district in Nashville. We are the second largest district in Tennessee. We have over 86,000 students that we serve. As I mentioned, we are an urban district, so we are a melting pot of um, just cultures and diverse needs. So everything that you can think of, we do have in this city. I think many people think that we are just country music and genuinely just kind of flat and one note, but that is not the culture here in Nashville. Very diverse in the students and cultures that we serve. So we try to make sure that our staff mirror the population of our students. So that is very important to us when we're talking about finding talent that matches our student population. In fact, Nashville has one of the largest Kurdish populations in the country. We have about 198 cultures that are serviced or served here in the NPS. I've been with the district since 2002. I'm also a proud graduate of Metro Nashville Public Schools. So this is my heart. I believe in what we do and the work that we do here very firmly and proudly. I had a wonderful education here, so I want to make sure that students who graduate from this district also have a great education. We want them to be productive citizens of the country, not just as graduates on in life, but just as productive citizens. We want to make sure that we are producing wonderful scholars and also wonderful individuals. So we cannot do that without providing talent. And the way that we provide quality talent is making sure that we are reaching every individual across every avenue. And so we can't just do that by in person and standing in front of talent each and every day at in-person fairs. We have to also reach them in virtual platforms. And so this was a way that we could do that. And I ran across Cynaptx, just kind of looking. I did a Google search, and this was something that I stumbled across, and I thought, man, this may be an avenue for us. So this was a wonderful partnership, just kind of waiting and to be in the making.
Yeah, so that's great to hear, and we are so proud to be part of your vision in making all this happen. So, Amber, could you tell us a bit more about when you found us? How long did it take you to sign up with us to set up the fair, and then invite participants and execute the actual fair?
Oh, great question. So it actually didn't take long at all. Thankfully, with your help, British, it was very quick and easy. I think the customer service aspect was something that I really appreciated. So I think by the time that I found it, reached out, and put an inquiry out, all in all, I think the entire thing, because I had a very short timeline, I had to move things along very fast and furiously. So from the time that I put out my initial inquiry asking about the platform, to our first demo, to setting up the event, I think all in all, it may have taken about 2 weeks from initial inquiry to putting the actual event on. And that was from beginning to end. And I think it was astronomical just how quickly things moved along. But everything was very user friendly. The response time was great, but it wasn't overwhelming. Just watching how things are handled even behind the scenes, from just the layout and the way in which me as a behind the scenes user can interface with the program is phenomenal. So even as someone who does not have an IT background and has an HR background, it is the ease of use is phenomenal.
That's awesome to hear. So Amber, what kind of people recruited on the platform? Could you tell us about what positions you hired for, who were the recruiters on your end, and what did they set up? I mean, how did they went about group meetings and one-on-one meetings?
Sure. So we utilized our principals as recruiters. Principals were not, unfortunately, because we had such a short window, we didn't have opportunity to train principals. Principals were kind of given written information as to how to utilize the platform, and that I explained to them via phone and email what things would look like when they logged in, how to go about setting up the meetings, how to set up group meetings, and then how to accept one-on-one meetings. But everything worked out really well. But principals were utilized as recruiters, and then the individuals that we were seeking to recruit were teachers and support staff, school-based support staff. So those individuals who would be working as paraprofessionals or teachers' aides, clerical workers in the schools, so your front office staff, your general school assistants, maybe even some campus supervisors who serve as security officers in the buildings. Anyone who is a school-based staff members, from teachers on down to, again, tutors, all of those individuals were school-based staff members, because again, we want to make sure that anyone who's interfacing with students on a day-to-day basis, we want them to be quality individuals, but we also wanted to make sure that the principals had the front-facing interaction with them. So it was important that HR staff were not the persons who were interviewing them, but the principals were serving as recruiters and interacting and interviewing them. So the group meetings were pivotal that day. We heard great feedback from the group meetings. Principals said that they were able to interact with upwards of 7-8 people at a time. And while that was different and somewhat overwhelming at times, they found it to be enjoyable because they were able to have conversations with multiple people, and those they found it to be a learning experience that they gained from. They were able to showcase bits and pieces about their schools and tell them about their instructional needs, tell them about some of their student engagement activities, and from there, some of the individuals in the talent pool were reaching back out and saying, man, I really enjoyed what you told me about what's happening at your school. Can I set up another time to interact with you one-on-one? So those group meetings were really important for principals. That worked really well.
Awesome. So do you think you were able to achieve your goals from this fair? I mean, this was definitely planned in a very short timeline, but do you think you had a good experience that will help you plan an even more successful fair in the future?
Indeed. I think it was a good event. It was our first one in terms of virtual affairs. So I think for it to be a starter virtual event for us, that was the first time we've ever done it as a district. But I think if we will do more of those, we did make some subsequent hires from this event, which I always consider it to be a win. Whether we get 1 hire, 10 hires, or 100 hires, that's always a win for the district. But I think we walked away with upwards of 10 to 12 hires from that day, which is great. And I think those are going to be lasting individuals, not ones that are going to be cycling back out of the pool later, but those are going to be individuals who are lasting with us. And as a result, we have more principals saying, hey, is this going to be something that we do more of later? Because I really enjoyed that process. They had autonomy, they got to have ownership of the day, and they really enjoyed being part of that process. And they got to bring in members of their staff and invite them to be part of the process as well. So that was really beneficial to them.
That's great to hear. So Amber, what is one thing that you would say that you like the most in the software? And also, what's your feedback about our support team in general on the day of the fair?
One thing that I like most about the software, probably the thing that I like most about the software was the ability to connect directly with candidates. The principals had their information. I've used a lot of different platforms and other software, and I am responsible for sending information back out to recruiters or principals later with candidate information. I have to kind of have a candidate database, if you will, that houses their personal information, their email address, their telephone number, their license information, all of the data that's important to us. But in this database, I didn't have to do that. The principals had that at their fingertips, which was wonderful. The principals could see all of their licensure information, their education information. They had their email address, all at their fingertips. So it was wonderful. That was extremely beneficial. Something else in terms of the team, the responsiveness of the team was phenomenal. The fact that we had someone we could call or I could email the day of the event, again, made it work very smoothly for us. It made it extremely seamless. I didn't have to worry about not being able to reach someone, whether it was you or someone else that you had appointed to us. Again, made things work that much better. You even checked on us throughout the course of the day. Although you had other priorities, you made sure that we were a priority. And that made us feel like, although I know you have other customers, that made us feel like we were your only customer. And so that attention to detail makes a huge difference, and it ensures that individuals keep coming back and selecting Cynaptx as a company of choice. So that's important to us.
That's awesome to hear from you, Amber. Thank you so much for your kind words. And so, what's your plan for coming months? Are you planning to do another fair on Cynaptx? And what are you thinking as your future steps?
Indeed. I was hoping to do another event middle of October, and I'm actually going to push it out a little further and do it probably end of October, early November, just because I want to do a principal training. I want to make sure the principals/recruiters are adequately trained on the platform, because I have more of them who want to be engaged. Many of them heard about it from their colleagues, and they really do want to be involved in the process. So I want to ensure that if I can train as many of them as possible so that we get more principal engagement this time around. This event will be geared towards our December graduates from our area colleges and universities. So we're reaching out to those individuals who will be graduating mid-year, and they are seeking employment for second semester. So we do have a lot of individuals who resign or retire mid-year. So if they're looking to obtain employment, if we have some college graduates looking to obtain for January, we want to ensure that they consider MNPS as a place of choice. That being said, I don't want those folks to miss out on an opportunity, and I don't want our principals to miss out on an opportunity. So training will be key. Where I didn't have the opportunity to do that before, I want to ensure I have the opportunity to do that now. So getting with you and your team and to us and making sure that we train the team. That is the only reason I'm pulling back on moving the date, but we will definitely make sure we use Cynaptx for our next event.
Awesome. And we have some really cool new features that you haven't seen. So that will help you market this event even more with your
Great.
participant pool and also within your school system. So I'm very excited to show that to you. We'll set up a meeting and discuss that. But Amber, thanks for your partnership, and thank you for this meeting today. And I really look forward to our continued engagement together. So thank you so much for doing this for us.
Likewise. Likewise. I look forward to partnering with you in the future.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Amber.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.